Hey guys, welcome back to the Blues Lesson Series. In this video we're going to be working on some turnarounds and intros, and the reason that the video is called turnarounds and intros is because the term is pretty much synonymous. The turnarounds and intros are basically the same thing. So as a reminder, the turnaround is the final two bars or the last two measures of your 12-bar blues, measures 11 and 12. And harmonically or chord-wise, what we have happening there typically is measure 11 is the 1 chord and measure 12 is the 5 chord. So for blues in A, measure 11 would be some type of an A chord, and then measure 12 would be some type of an E chord. And we're going to be focusing on using A7 and E7. But typically what you'll hear happen with intros is the musicians or artists will just take those last two bars, measures 11 and 12, and just kind of tack it on at the beginning of a song. You know, it can vary, it can get longer, or it may not follow that format, but that is very commonly the case. So that's a very important thing to remember, that it's very often following those two chords, the 1 chord and the 5 chord, A7, E7 for us as far as what we're talking about in these videos. Because that'll help you understand what is happening on the neck. It's always some form of a little sequence or pattern that is traveling through an A chord and making its way to an E chord, whether it be double stops or full chords or a bass line. So keep that in mind as you're working on these. I'll walk you through all of them and give as much detail as I can, but also want to get you guys playing as quickly as possible. So let's go ahead and have a listen to them. We're going to work on 5 different turnaround / intros. Let's see what those sound like. Alright, now let's go ahead and break those down. So in the first one, we're playing a series of 6th intervals of a sixth. So we're just walking down strings 3 and 1. I'm using finger 2 on string 3, fret 9 here, and finger 3 on string 1, fret 9. And we're going to pick that down, up, down, and then we scoop down a half step. Move down to fret 8, same fingering here, same strings. Pick it down, up, down, slide down, 1 more fret, fret 7, down, up, down. And then we slide into an A major chord here. I've got finger 3 on string 4, fret 7, finger 2 on string 3, fret 6, and then I'm barring strings 2 and 1 at fret 5 with my index finger. And then we jump back to what we're looking for here is the bass line from string 5, fret 5, string 5, fret 6, and string 5, fret 7. That's D, D sharp, E. But I'm going to go ahead and when I grab that D, I'm going to go ahead and grab this full C7 chord shape. But I'm only going to play the 5th string. So from the A chord, I jump back here to, I'm looking for that note, finger 3, string 5, fret 5. But I've already got my other fingers down, and then I scoot up 1 fret to fret 6, and then I strum the whole chord. So that fingering is finger 3 on string 5, fret 7, finger 2 on string 4, fret 6, finger 4 on string 3, fret 7, and finger 1 on string 5, fret 5. So if you want to know the fingering for the D, just shift everything back, or where we started there, just shift everything back 2 frets. right? So it goes from here, 5th position, to 3rd position. Grab all of those notes, but only play the 5th string, only play the 5th string, and then strum the full E7 chord on that last hit there. All right, number 2, we're playing a series of notes just like we were in the first one, but it's basically just starting on a G instead of, or a G and an A instead of E and C sharp. So basically just different parts of an A7 chord. And I'm going to go ahead and bar here at the 5th fret to prepare for my A major chord that's coming up. So my pinky, I've got the bar down to finger 1, strings 1 and 2, fret 5. Pinky's going to be on fret 8 of string 2. Pick that down, up, down, and then finger 3 is going to be on fret 7 of string 2. Down, up, down, and then finger 2 is going to be on string 2 fret 6, down, up, down, and then I have my A major chord. And then I'm going to jump back to 1st position. Going to hammer on, play the open 3rd string, and then hammer on the 1st fret. Open 3rd string, hammer on the 1st fret, and then I'm using this particular fingering for an E7 chord. String 5 fret 2 with the middle finger, finger 2 there. String 3 fret 1 with finger 1, and string 4, finger 4 on string 2 fret 3. So slowly through that. That's a good E7 chord to know because the flatted 7th is on string 2, and it's just a more prominent sound that comes out a lot more. Alrighty, number 3, we're going to change up the rhythm. The first 2 we were looking at triplets. Now this one we're going to play it as, and you can vary these up, but we're going to play it as swing 8th notes, and that's the way you'll hear it in the faster recording of it. So I'm starting with finger 1 on string 2 fret 2, and finger 4 on string 1 fret 5, and I'm just going to strum that down and then up. Then I'm going to scoop my index finger up 1 fret to the 3rd fret, down, up, and then scoop my index finger up again, down, up, and then I'm going to slide in here with a bar on the 5th fret of strings 1 and 2. Then I'm going to slide all the way up here to an E7 chord at fret 12 and 13. So I'm barring strings 4, 3, 2, and 1 at the 12th fret, and then my middle finger is on string 3 fret 13. Strum that. Then jump back to 5th position here, and I'm actually going to grab a E7 augmented chord, and this is the augmented, where the augmented sound is coming from. It's this pinky being 1 fret higher than it normally would for the E7 chord. Then I let the pinky slide back, so I've got finger 2, string 4, fret 6, finger 3, string 3, fret 7, finger 1, string 2, fret 5, and then finger 4 on string 1, fret 8 for the augmented chord. Slide back to the 7th fret for the E7 chord. So let's go through that slowly again. E7 chord, E7 augmented. These are all great chords that you can use for your comping as well. If you haven't gone through the blues chord series, definitely go check those out because you'll run into those. All right, and then number 4 is a little bass line moving with chords, and we actually throw a D7 chord in here. So I'm starting off with an A7 chord, string 6 fret 5 with finger 1. Finger 2 is going to be on string 4 fret 5. Finger 3 is going to be on string 2 fret 5, and then finger 4 is going to be on string 3 fret 6. So I'm going to play my bass note, string 6, and then strum the rest of the chord. Now I'm going to shift my bass note to string 5 fret 4, strum the rest of my chord, move into a D7 chord here, so I'm barring at the 5th fret, and then I have finger 3 on string 4 fret 7 and finger 4 on string 2 fret 7, bass note, chord. Then I'm going to use my middle finger to play the next bass note, string 5 fret 6, play the chord, and then I'm going to slide my second finger up one more fret to fret 7, and I'm going to outline an E9 chord. So that's finger 2 on string 5 fret 7, finger 1 on string 4 fret 6, finger 3 on string 3 fret 7, and finger 4 on string 2 fret 7. Let's walk back through that. So that's definitely one of the blues chords that we went over as well, one of those 4-note voicings. And then walk into a C sharp there, so that's the root to the 3rd. And then we're getting that bass line that we always hear with these turnarounds in the blues, from D up to E, or the 4th to the 5th. And then the last one is we're going to play an A7 chord here in open position. So if you need a refresher, my second finger is on string 4 fret 2, my third finger is on string 2 fret 2, and then strings 5, 3, and 1 are open. So I strum that, and then I'm going to walk a bass line here. Finger 3, string 6 fret 3, finger 2, string 6 fret 2, finger 1, string 6 fret 1, and then the open E. And then I'm going to grab a part of this open E7 chord that we played in one of the previous ones, but I'm grabbing it a half step higher so it'll resolve down into the E7 chord. So I'm on string 4 fret 3 there with finger 2, string 2 fret 2, or string 3 fret 2, sorry, with finger 1, and string 2 fret 4 with the pinky here. And then I'm just going to slide that down a half step. So a little bit slower here, walk all the way through. So if you're listening to a lot of blues, you'll definitely hear those sounds, and you know, pay attention to whether the song jumps right in or there is an intro. Determine whether it does sound like a turnaround, and if it's something different, you know, it's a new one to pick up. But remember to always keep in mind that you're moving from your 1 chord to your 5 chord, and it'll make this stuff make a lot more sense, and then you're able to create your own with that information if you feel comfortable with all of these chord voicings. But anyways, have fun with those guys. Incorporate them into your jam sessions, or any tunes you're writing on your own, or just to strengthen your ear and the music you're listening to and that you're playing. So have fun with it, and let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.